Warning, warning. Two idiots reading SCP files over the income offer. You better take a look.
Hello and welcome back to Discovering SCP. You can't see this because you're audio only, because I blinded your avatar many moons ago. But I've discovered an exploit in reality that allows me to move at incredible speeds. You're so jealous, aren't you? Also, Darnell's here.
Wow. Hi, I am, and I'm also jealous, along with our viewers, Tan. Could you at least show me how to do it?
Of course.
Since they're blinded?
You can only do this in room 229 of Tadany Towers, the washing room. You need to position yourself between...
Do you mean washing room like the room with the washers and dryers, or like where everyone bathes?
This is the room where things are washed, and that's all I'll say on the subject.
Sounds good.
You need to position yourself between two of the washing pillars and sort of like go back and forth between them really quickly, and your speed will boost each time until you reach impossible velocities. And then if you just keep...
Tanhoney? Oh no. Oh no, guys, Tanhoney just disappeared. I think... Oh god. I think he might have glitched through reality. Hang on, I gotta go in after him. Alright, what did he say about these pillars? I gotta jump back and forth here.
Darnell, I see you followed me into the error.
Where are we? This place is so strange. It's so empty.
This isn't like the normal rooms I'm used to. It's almost like some kind of backrooms.
Yeah, this gives me the vibe of like a room that would be in the back of a house for some reason.
Oh, I've got a...
Definitely not the front room.
You're saying that like that's the build-up to me like dropping the title when I already did it. Hello, welcome back to Discovering the Backrooms this episode. We are back.
Yes. We were gonna have a guest, but then things happened, so we will have that guest another time. So instead,
Guare, did you guess we had a guest this episode? So I guess you're wrong. I guess you're wrong now, Guare.
I cannot wait to see Guare's comment. I hope you own it.
I hope Guare does not say, I bet they were going to have a guest on, but then they did a different episode instead, because I will actually go insane.
Yeah.
I will start like hunting down the
Guare.
leakers at that point. And there's only one person who can be leaking it, because there's only one person who knows.
I haven't leaked him anything.
Yeah,
he
sure.
asked me.
This
week. He was like...
You asked him, and
Hold
he
on.
told him.
No, he asked me for hints, and I said no.
Okay. But the other time,
Well, I
you
said
didn't say no.
we didn't have a...
Oh, look, there's a note on the floor.
Oh.
In this reverse chamber.
What's a reverse chamber?
If you're not careful and no clip out of reality in wrong areas, where's the right areas? You'll end up in the back rooms, where it's nothing but the stink of moist carpets, the madness of mono yellow, and endless background noise of fluorescent lights at maximum hum buzz. I hear them, and approximately 600 million square miles of randomly segmented empty rooms to be trapped in. God save you if you hear something wandering around nearby, but it sure as hell has heard you.
What are you reading from?
This is the original Backrooms copy pasta.
Oh, I remember that.
What do you know of the Backrooms? Tell me what you know about them.
I know a little bit because I remember when it was very first, like that green text was like, through reality, end up in the back rooms. And then I remember there was people were really excited about it for a while. And then I remember at the height of it, I think some like high school or college student made like a interesting short film where like a lamp dude chases you or something. And I thought that was pretty cool. And then I remember SCP Twitter complaining about how the Backrooms is bad because of all the things it does that the SCP Wiki does or something. I don't know.
Right, okay. Well, I'm not that familiar with all. I know there's the copy pasta, and then there is a bizarre amount of lore surrounding it.
Yeah, I've learned more about it from like SCP people on Twitter complaining about it than I have like from osmosis of culture. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But
so without further ado, why don't you show me what the best articles the Backrooms has to offer, and definitely not the ones you found just now.
Well, I'm going to have to take their word for it because I'm not familiar with the Backrooms wiki, so we're just going to have a look.
Actually, are you sure? Because I'm looking at this link and the description says you've been here before, so...
Well, you've been here before. That's you.
So have you.
I've not. Oh yeah, I simply exit when I end up here.
What kind of site has a dark theme, but then I have to download it? Why? You should just have
The DLC.
website. Who coded this shit? You have to download a fucking Google thing.
This is so toxic. This is an SCP sort of fanboy.
You know
he
what?
Can't take
You're
it.
right. You're right.
He's so toxic.
I let them get into my head. Those damn SCP Twitter people.
Evil.
Is there a way to sort by like highest upvoted? How do I do this? So this is interesting. Unlike SCP, where there's just tales and articles, they have a couple things here. They have levels of the Backrooms. They have entities. They have enigmatic entities, sublayers, enigmatic levels, tales, groups, canons, persons of interest, objects, and joke entries. Wow. Can you believe it?
I can't. I'm freaking the fuck out, to be quite honest.
I don't know how to apply so I can upvote things. So why don't you just... How do we sort by, like, most...
I've got, there's a couple that I am aware of, so here's one. We all know...
Let's try to do, like,
vanilla
a level or a layer.
Let's do level
and
200.
like, a monster. Okay.
This is... Let me just see.
Ooh, look, they have their own, like, ACS shit, too. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, let's check this
Survival difficulty.
This one...
That's awesome. I like that.
This one is called Home.
Okay.
Let's get into it. Survival difficulty. Class 0. Safe. Secure. Devoid of entities. Hell yes. Level 200 is home. It was discovered on... there's no point in doing this here. It's always been around, even if you just arrived. Sit down, there's a lot to talk about. Been a while, hasn't it? Description.
Damn.
Level 200 is the nicest little town you've ever come across. It's not too big, and it definitely doesn't stand out.
Woo-wee! Used to be sweet on a girl down in level 200.
There's people here. People just like you and me. About 4,000. You'll know them all eventually, every single one of them. They're nice enough...
Actually, have you heard of Bottom's number? You can only know about 150 people before your brain can't handle it anymore, idiot.
They're nice enough to overlook that smell of burning rust in your ears, or the faint sound of the breaking of skin coming from the sky. You've been traveling, haven't you? We can tell. You look exhausted, clothes torn, barely fed, skin still on. It's not easy exploring these parts, isn't it? Let's take a walk. Friends and family.
Hold on. You just acknowledged that I look exhausted. Now you're asking me to walk? That's pretty rude.
There's old Joe V still running that breakfast place, serving the same people day in and day out. Been doing it for 60 years. Remember going there before school on those days of a bleak blue sky and cold air that chapped your lips. You remember, right? That man poured his heart and soul into that food. It's his legacy, his flesh and blood. He's been holding that soup bowl for 30 days. It's starting to fall apart.
No.
There's the school. With enough time, it could be your school. Just the way you remembered it. Remember that year you went to space camp in the science lab and you met Sarah Palmer? Remember how she dared you to go in the basement alone, and you did it because you were tan and stupid. You were the first girl you've ever noticed. Remember how dark and cold it was down there? Below, below, below? You remember. You were so happy to leave, to see sunlight again. See home again. If you didn't know any better, you might have believed you were falling apart down there. I wonder what Sarah Palmer's doing with herself now. You can find out if you want. All you have to do is remember. Bring her with you. Oh, there's rot here. Ignore it. It only grows when you notice it. One more stop to make. It's a house. You can tell it used to be beautiful and untouched. Now the paint's chips and the walls have grown too thin. It's not a place that's taken shape yet. You can make it better. Please remember how it used to look. How your mother would take you on walks around the neighborhood on summer afternoons. The pure and genuine joy that came with your birthday. How it felt to not think about living or dying or breaking into a million pieces. You remember. There was a time when all this was true, and you can help us bring it back. We're here for you. The rot only grows when you're not around. Grows in our...
I almost wish they didn't have, like, the very obvious cutaways of, like, the rot and, like, the falling apart. I almost wish they just kept it, like, that faint eeriness of, like, this town. That, like, they keep talking as if you should remember when you clearly don't. Because I think the whole rot stuff puts it just a little over the top, but, like, it's actually not bad so far. I'm kind of into it a little bit.
It grows in our homes, our businesses, and our bodies. We're getting old. This town needs new blood. We're getting so old, it's getting hard to keep ourselves in one piece. Don't look too hard at Miss Garcia, or she'll fall in two. She'll bisect down the middle. Start building, molding. We're adaptable. We can be whatever you want. And we knew what you wanted from the second you set foot here. Keep that rot at bay. Just how you remember, whatever you want, all the time. You're in control here. All we need is for you to remember. So stay with us. Stay. Look behind you. Everyone's here. Entrances and exits. Why would you care about that?
So I will say this article kind of reminded me a little bit of... Have you ever read Bibliomania?
I've not, no.
So it's this manga... am I allowed to nerd out about this for 1 to several minutes?
Go for it.
So it's about, like, this girl gets trapped in this room, and the snake dude is like, anything you want just instantly happens in this room. However, if you try to leave to go back to the real world, you'll, like, get infected with this, like, sort of desire rot that'll get worse the further you get away, so you can never leave. And it's just, like, her, like, slowly rotting, and she goes through and sees, like, everyone's kind of warped fantasies a little bit. And it kind of gave me that vibe a little bit, because it kept mentioning rot specifically, and also that whole idea about being whatever they want. I don't hate this as an idea. In fact, if this had come out, like, in early SCP era, I feel like it would be, like, an SCP favorite. I can see why it's popular in the Backrooms. But the concept is something that... Now, this is where it gets unfair, right? Because my whole thing with SCP, discovering SCP, is I had a fresh perspective on it. But now I have to look at the Backrooms through the lens of, like, 2 years of reading SCPs. And it's, like, it's kind of a thing I've seen many times. And again, that's not bad. I don't think just because something's been done that it's bad. You can do something your own way, but there's not really enough unique here to super draw me to it. But, like, I also don't hate it or think it's bad. I would probably...
What advice would you give to the author?
My advice would be... And I know this is a little vague, but I think it just needs something special.
Okay.
Right now it feels like a solid idea that was stitched together in a respectable manner, but I think it just needs, like, a little bit of, like... It just needs a little spice in some way. Like, either a more personal element to get involved with, or a detail that's, like, a little more out there that we're not used to. I can't think of anything specific. Like I said, it's competently put together.
Yeah.
It's not, like... So I'm teetering between giving it a good and a mid rating. I think I'll give it a good, because like I said, there's nothing wrong about it. It's just, this has unfortunately come after I've read 2 years worth of SCP articles. But I think if I had seen this, like, 2 years ago when we did episode 1, I would have been like, oh, that's cool.
Do you think this person would have a future on the SCP wiki?
I think they could if they wanted to, but I'm sure they're happy here. Oh, it's... I just saw the author! It's J. Dude!
Yeah, it's J. Dude.
Why did you hide that from me?
Because I wanted to see how much I could go before you realised.
That's funny. Yeah, so there you go, J. Dude. That's very funny. Was he on here before SCP? Because I thought he was also pretty new to SCP, and this was like 2 years ago.
I'm not sure. I think it was already on.
How did you find this on short notice?
I'd already seen this one. I already knew about this one.
Interesting.
I quite like it though.
Well, Dune, if you ever want to revisit the Backrooms for whatever reason, you have my advice now, my blessing. What? Do you have any more Backrooms articles?
That's the only one, weirdly enough. There's no other articles on the website.
And the episode's over after only 15 minutes.
that was it. That was the back room.
We're gonna do some comment reading.
Let's see the entity.
Yeah. How about you pick one that neither of us have seen?
I've never seen
a J. Dune article. Me neither.
At least you can find it interesting.
I'm going to entity. I'm hitting the random entity button, And I got Entity 22. Alright, you ready for this? I'm linking it.
Sure. Show me Entity 22. Looking at this is a warning kite, it's called. Warning kites.
How do you see the name for
I'm on like the main list of them.
And this was written by Snowy, was the person's name.
Interesting.
All the letters spaced out. Thank you, Snowy.
Oh, there's a cute.
Oh, this is a short one. This will be quick. Okay. Entity number 22.
This guy hates reading Backrooms articles.
What?
He's like, this will be quick.
No, I just...
You're like an anime, like a confident anime guy that's like fight 50 people.
This is where I run into you. We see like the kite jellyfish, and you challenge me to a shootout. First one to shoot 4 birds down for double or nothing.
Hey, friend, come over here.
I always fucking lose. I get so mad at that. I get like 3 birds, and then he wins.
It's the exact same thing happened to me. We're talking about Red Dead Redemption 2, aren't we?
Yeah, there's a specific side quest where you can run into a random man who will challenge you to a shootout.
Well,
if you accept.
This is part of the Backrooms. There's something that happens on one of the levels.
Yeah, when you go to the Backrooms, you run
Hey,
into
friend, my name's Jerma. Can you help me get out of the Backrooms? Would you accept a quest from Jerma in the Backrooms?
Yes.
Why do you turn a corner like the spooky floor and Jerma's like...
Because like I know Jerma's like... I know he's like the mean guy, right? But if I'm in the Backrooms where there's nothing else and I run into a familiar face, even if it's an internet guy...
even if it's Jerma.
Yeah, even if it's Jerma.
Well, you turn the corner and you see Jerma standing there, but he has like a yellow exclamation mark over his head like it's a video game. Like he's got a quest for you.
What would his quest be?
Hey, I'm trying to make some food here in the Backrooms. Can you find me 10 carpet fibers?
Sounds good.
You have to slay 5 carpet boards to get them.
Description.
Well, you didn't. Well, where are these? Where are these things? I don't know. What number are they? What's the habitat, Darnell?
I just said entity number 22 habitat outdoors like 3 times. Here's
you say the roles have swapped. The roles have swapped. I've become Darnell, and you've become Sandy.
I wish that they didn't keep calling it Entity 22 because that's like an SCP thing that I kind of find annoying. I wish they would just call it by its name.
This is weird. This is getting weird because like I'm taking your role now, and you're taking my role.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what's up. So listen up and start reacting.
This is why you don't want to go to the Backrooms. Things are going to happen. Bad things happen to you like
start
this.
Start being comedic
I'm sorry.
while I read.
I'm sorry. Wait, what was I like that?
Description. Entity 22, also known as warning kites, refers to a group of kites of childish design.
These fucking
Each kite varies in
kites.
size and design. Who's writing these, by the way? Is there like a Backrooms like organization?
I think so. I think it's like a group of explorers in there or something.
Yeah, they're called the Aetherial Spacers. Without a cause.
Most sane Aetherial Spaceman.
Without a cause, Entity 22 cannot be spotted or manifested. When danger is near a wanderer, Entity 22 will then warn the wanderer of the oncoming danger. Is that someone who's gotten trapped back here? Or
I guess we're wanderers.
That's way cooler than a discoverer.
I'm
I feel like the wanderers
wandering
SCP about that. If we're trapped here long enough, do we get upgraded from wanderers to entities?
Yeah, when do I become an entity? Like, how weird do I have to be?
Yeah, that's a good point. These entities can be found on any outdoor level and are equally as common as how much danger there is on a level. Behavior. When danger is more than an acre of a... When danger is more... within an acre of a wanderer. Entity 22 will manifest in hordes of indeterminate amounts. They then can be seen flying in the opposite direction of the danger. This is their way of telling the wanderer which direction the danger is in.
My radar.
When directly overhead of a wanderer, childish laughter and cheering can be heard. Who is this writer to keep judging what's childish?
Yeah, these fucking kites are trying to save your life.
Yeah, fuck off, writer.
He's like this. He's like walking here, like woo! Can you grow up?
Yeah. This is.
And then he gets torn apart by like fucking Slenderman.
He's just here as well. Is Slenderman a wanderer or an entity, do you think?
I guess, well, I don't imagine, I've mentioned entities get there by being wanderers, but like from weird places, maybe.
Yeah, that's what I would guess. You know what? I'm about to get shat on by the whole SCP community, but I'm kind of digging the Backrooms a little bit.
Only took 1.5 articles. They converted him.
I do get where people are coming from, where the idea is inherently creepy.
It's very much
empty Backrooms instead of all this shit. But I do kind of like.
I have to say, it is
there.
pretty derivative of the SCP wiki, but
it is, but also like the SCP wiki doesn't have a fucking copyright on like spooky shit being recorded. Like this, like remember when that animated show Inside Job came out and everyone's like, "This is just SCP," and it was nothing.
I don't know. I vaguely remember this, but not enough.
It's like an animated series about like a secret government conspiracy, and everyone's like,
"Oh, just like an SCP."
SCP Foundation. Yeah, just like SCP.
Well, it's just like SCP.
Well, like, I get the complaints with it. I'm having fun so far, and I think it's cool.
I'm not. I'm stuck in the back rooms. And this kite's so shut the fuck up.
You're fucking childish laughter. Get out!
I grab the kite, like, who do you think you're talking to right now? I am not in danger, kites. I am the danger.
It starts running away from you. Yeah, what happens if a kite gets trapped between two dangers on either direction?
A guy gets killed in the back rooms and you think that of me? No. I am the one who knocks.
When directly overheard of a wanderer, childish laughter and cheering can be heard. The louder the sounds produced from Entity 22 are, the closer the danger is. Entity 22 is completely neutral towards humans and will make no attempt at harming an individual. However, when warning a wanderer, they will also not make any attempt to stop the danger other than only warning the aforementioned individual.
What the fuck are they going to do?
Depending on the...
They don't sound neutral, they sound like they're trying to help you. This guy's like a fucking stuck-up wanderer who's like, little help here, as he's getting eaten by,
who writes these other
by a fucking bear. There's a bear in the back who's eating, like, he's right behind me, isn't he?
Doesn't one of the new Marvel movies
they
have
did,
that
Thor Love and Thunder. I've not seen it, so I can't say, but apparently Thor says, and he's right behind me, isn't he?
Heimdall's son, and he's right behind
Heimdall's
me,
son
isn't he?
sent to the back rooms.
How would he do?
Entity, and then it's just a picture of the Heimdall's son's special effects.
Holy shit! You should make that a Backrooms article. That's so good. Depending on the quantity of the danger, the quantity of Entity 22 will increase. The opposite goes for the fewer amounts of danger.
There's a weird thing during this article of, like, quantifying danger. Like, what is the measurement system? How many dangers?
On the other hand, though, that's exactly how I fucking feel about Humes. So... But I do agree that that's kind of like, what the fuck, the quantity of danger? Fewer amounts of danger? Come on.
What are units?
Maybe danger's like midichlorians, where it's like a microscopic like entity that is around entities.
What are Backroomians, Qui-Gon? They're a microorganism of every living creature. They send you to the backrooms when you no-clip too much. I want to go to the backrooms when I grow up.
The Backrooms? What are those?
I don't know. I just misspoke.
It's the exact same. The wallpaper's just completely black.
The dark version.
Yeah, you can't even see it.
It's like the evil backrooms, like implying the normal backrooms are good.
That'd be a good level. Like they could call it the Black Rooms. It's like dark and there's like creepy photos hung everywhere.
But it's actually less dangerous, is the thing.
Yeah.
There's nothing in there.
When out of range, around 60 meters from a wanderer, Entity 22 will explode, releasing confetti from its interior and producing a sound similar to children cheering.
These things sound like a pain in the fucking ass. Because the danger's going to know where the fuck I am, because it can hear all these fucking kites exploding.
It's trying to save you, okay?
I hate the kites.
Biology. Entity 22 is constructed of a metal mesh outline.
They dissected the kite. This implies they dissected the kite.
This article's like 3 paragraphs and we still haven't gotten through it.
We can't shut the fuck up.
That's what makes these fun, though. I love when we just talk. Biology. Entity 22 is constructed of a metal mesh outline and nylon fabric. There are strings attached to the bottoms of the kites that lead to an unknown location. During thorough tests, it has been concluded that these kites have some form of nerve endings capable of receiving
never mind.
touch.
They vivisected it.
Ew. Otherwise, all characters of Entity 22 are the same as a typical kite. Discovery. On 5/28/21,
How does they know what day it
NTD-22 was
is?
first...
Who's keeping track of the date? In the Backrooms, there's no day or night. What do you mean on 5/28/21?
My head... Plot hole, Snowy! Gonna be
He's like
down
in
for
fucking
me.
Dr. Stone, where that one guy, like, he knows how many years it's been since he got turned to stone because he, like, counted in seconds.
Dude, I've been reading Dr. Stone. That shit's hilarious. On 5/28... It just becomes One Piece halfway through. You should read it. On 5/28/21, NTD-22 was first discovered on level 10 when a wanderer was in close proximity to 2 skin stealers. And that I think that cross-links, just like the wiki.
Wow, stolen.
Wanderer...
You can't have links on your website, you're insane?
Wow, you guys are basically just the SCP wiki, but not as epic as us, okay? The Wanderer later heard a group of children cheering and looked up to find a horde of kites flying away from the skin stealers. The Wanderer followed the kites and ended up surviving until the MEG recovered him. Do's and don'ts. Do. Look up when you feel... So each one kind of has its own unique entry.
Yeah.
There's no, like, specific... I kind of like that. Do. Look up when you feel endangered. Listen for cheering. Follow Entity-22. Acknowledge the quantity and loudness of Entity-22. Don't. Ignore Entity-22. Take down Entity-22. Run the opposite direction of Entity-22. I'm going to give this one a mid just because of the spelling errors and, like, weird wording at parts. It kind of felt like it might have been written by, like, a newer author or a younger person.
It's a fun idea,
but
right?
I don't think it was... Yeah, I don't think it was bad. I think it was a cute idea. I really like it. So I'll give it a mid, but, like, not in a negative way.
What is an
Just, like,
enigmatic
middle of the road.
entities? I'm just looking through the things here.
I get this. One thing I like is that a lot of these are shorter than modern SCP articles. It makes them easier.
Yeah, actually, maybe I do
think-
prefer the Backrooms.
Yeah, see? Well, another thing, too, is I think what doesn't help is... Remember how the wiki, when it first started, had, like, its growing phase where everyone was still figuring shit out? That's kind of what the Backrooms feels like it's doing, so it's, like, easy to point and, like, laugh at things that are, like, weirdly written or don't make sense, but I kind of feel like they're doing their own thing here. Even if it is very derivative of the SCP, I feel like there's something to it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Nice. I'm so glad we got trapped here together. We're on the same page. Sorry, you're looking through the enigmatic.
Yeah, I've got
entities.
an enigmatic entity. We have a proposal here. Entity
Oh.
number 1. So this is like SCP-01, I guess.
Our next special should be getting someone writing their first Backrooms article, even though we've never written one. All right.
Yeah.
Oh, this one's pretty highly rated. Who's it by?
This is by Ecstasis and translated by Dr. Hectopi. So I don't know if this is from like another country's Backrooms wiki or... 'Cause I don't think there's another, like... I don't know. I couldn't say really.
I don't know either. Do you want me to read or should you?
I'll read.
Just give me a moment, you worm.
Oh my god, the front rooms is a real thing.
Well, I guess that's just... I guess where, like, the normal space is the front rooms.
It's the lounge for the Backrooms.
Let's get into it. Let's see what you've got.
So they also have 001 proposals for their entity number
I
1.
guess. Entity
Is
number
that what
1.
enigmatic entities are? Or are those
I think
number 1?
enigmatic entities are a specific group of entities that are powerful enough to cause widespread destruction or instability. So I guess it's like groups. Habitat. The front rooms. What does that link to, I wonder? Oh, it is the front rooms is normal space, so yeah. Description. The plague of the Backrooms, who have invaded them and who are the original entity, Entity 1, is us, humans.
I was literally about to guess that's what this was.
As you already know, there is no human equal to another. Therefore, putting a physical description is impossible. No, you can't. You can... There's some...
Can very clearly... Yeah.
However, we agree that we have a skeleton, a brain, functional organs, muscles, skin, and most importantly, wisdom. I don't know
Does
what...
everyone have wisdom?
A lot of creatures that aren't humans have skeletons, brains, functional organs, muscles, skin. And wisdom you can't really
wisdom.
spot on sight.
Have you ever heard of a wise owl?
Behold, a human, I hold out a fucking chicken.
Behold a man.
We know what we do, how we do it, and when we do it. However, why are we Entity 1? Easy. We should not be here.
Wait, it's not even capitalized.
We're easy. We already have our own place of existence. However, we have come this far, and as I've already said, this should not be so. We are an anomaly, so to speak. An error that, like a snowball rolling down a hill, has been.
Oh my god, we got the Dio anecdotes. See, that's what SCP is missing.
When we are more and more here. If we were not here, the entities would not be aggressive, nor would we have to see them. But here we are, destabilizing the natural order of this place.
This article so far is giving me the same vibes as when we read that Broken Masquerade. That was like, you guys couldn't handle 2 weeks in the Foundation's position. You know what I mean? It's got that sort of like smug, like humans are evil thing going on.
Behaviors. We act prudently. Each thing we see and or learn here, we add it to this file. We tell it to others. And thus we ensure our survival above all other entities. This has always been the case, both in the front rooms and in... Turn to camera. The back rooms.
Wait, the front rooms is just real life, right? When are we filing things away? We're adding them to this file? If I go in this file, can I find, like, lampshade?
Biology. We are all different. We come in all shapes, colours, sizes, and thicknesses. We are humans, after all.
Rocky. This is what he meant. I used to... Oh my god, Rocky walking in! Hold on.
My
Rocky
dog walks in,
skeleton,
turns to me, he goes, we are humans, after all, in perfect English.
He has a skeleton, a brain, functional organs, muscle, skin, and he has wisdom, does he not?
Despite all I can't take away his wisdom.
Ancient.
He was the previous owner of Tanhony Tower.
He was, and then you stole it from him. He was the original Tanhony. You took his name, and with it his power.
No, he was an old god. Tanhony was a different thing back then. I was one of his servants, but I took his power for my own.
That's fucked up. I can't believe you did that to him.
It was a long time ago. I don't know why, but the phrase, we are humans after all, makes me think of, like, the phrase, bro, we are teens. Problem? Discovery. Also, I wanted to point out, sizes and thicknesses?
Hamiltoe, can we get an anomalous troll face just for this?
Bro, we are teens. Problem? Discovery.
Yeah, that was a weird sentence. I didn't like it. It was run on. It was like a weird description. It's not a good. Also, an incredibly a basic summing up of all human biology.
Well, of all biology, of all matter, things are different from each other.
You couldn't even be like we're eukaryotic and multicellular. You're just like we're all different. We come in all shapes, colors, sizes, and thicknesses. We are humans, after all. Like, on one hand, I kind of like that they aren't bound by the clinical tone. I like that they aren't bound by the clinical tone of SCP, but on the other hand, sometimes these feel
there's a very strange tone.
Informal, yeah. Yeah, they're almost conversational sometimes, and it's, bizarre.
Discovery. From our point of view, we didn't discover it until the creation of this file. However, all entities, passive, aggressive, neutral, they all discovered SCP. They all see us as a threat. Therefore, some simply evade us, others simply ignore us, and others attack us. They know what we are capable of, how far we can go.
Humans are so fucked up.
It's like a T-Rex, I can't allow the humans to take this place.
Oh my god.
Do's and don'ts.
Do's and don'ts.
Do help each other unconditionally. Stick together. Don't kill each other or innocent beings. Fall into the wretched cycle. Lose hope. This is also the advice for visiting Tanhony Towers. Don't fall into the wretched cycle.
I don't want to read the article Wretched Cycle, because nothing that could be written for that entity is possibly better than what's coming up in my imagination when I think of the Wretched Cycle.
All I can imagine is going hollow, like in Dark Souls.
Yeah, exactly.
You'll go hollow, fall into the wretched cycle.
All your rooms.
I'll fool you no longer.
Alright, what's the next one you got for us? We're only 34 minutes.
I don't know. Enigmatic. Why are there so many subcategories?
Well, how about a tale? Let's do a tale. Let me do random. How do I find a random tale?
I don't know.
Tales by Date Archive.
I'm sorry, I sneezed.
Why isn't there a button for getting a random tale?
I don't know.
I'm gonna see if there's a name on here I recognize. Oh, here's one. The Game Master is dead. Help me.
No!
Have you read this yet? Alright, this one looks at
Give me a link, I don't have it. Please.
The title caught my eye because it's in lowercase.
The Game Master is dead, help me. Oh no. I feel like this is like just scanning through. This seems like it's gonna be like big lore. I mean, I'm not going to understand, but I'm all for reading it.
You ready?
Yeah, I read the last one, so this one's your turn.
Oh wait, you're right. This is like within a can. Yeah, let's pick something.
No. This
within
is
a canon,
let's read it anyway. Let's see what we can pass.
Fuck. Okay. Did we rate the last one, by the way?
I don't think we did. I think we forgot to do like the last two.
I give that one a shit because I feel like that one was just humans are humans.
This one is by Yellow Isol.
Thank you, Yellow. The Game Master's dead. Help me! The stage was set. It was perfecting its final trick. Around the room, an abundance of dolls were scattered, laid there by the Game Master herself. The final defense, she needed everything she could get. Her jester show must not end just yet. She still has a crown to hold. I'm not gonna lie, this just sounds like what we do in real life, like how we talk to each other.
Sadist Tannity Towers resident.
And she'll protect that crown no matter what. The toys and games were all put away, just for a bit. Let's begin at the end.
This sounds like something I would say, actually, just, in the course of a normal conversation.
Yeah, straight up, we found the Backrooms Tanhoney. The end. Estimated date, 8/23/2141. The Everything Machine. The single machine could do so much.
Everything,
it was a surprise it wasn't destroyed. The Everything Machine... I'm sorry.
Well, it's like you could do so much, I assume we can do everything.
Yeah. The Everything Machine was the one item that could be used against her. She must defend, her giddy aura away. Genuine fear rose within all parts of her. She only had so much time. The toys must retire away for now. She will see them once more after the hassle is taken care of. But what if she didn't? In the meantime, hope arises within the MEG. What the fuck is that? And how they could finally win. What is the leg?
Excellent golf.
My ex-girlfriend. Their greatest nemesis, the one despised the most, finally gone. Where could she have gained all this power? She simply played her games, and now has to live with the doubt in her head. Those evil thoughts. What if I didn't win? They crowd her head in ways she cannot release, yet she must release. That's not a good sentence. How come all the pain landed upon the little girl who wanted to play? The defenses must be built. The games she holds so dear must be protected. This is all just a nuisance anyways. Pretty soon, she'll be back to her origins, playing games as much as she pleases.
As much as it pleases.
The simple machine can... Yeah. I feel like there's a little bit less proofreading in the Backrooms. Or maybe a little more lenient. People are more lenient with the votes.
This is plus 10, so it's not like a massive hit.
Yeah, but the simple machine can do little more to her than pose a temporary setback. Setbacks within the planet. I'm already done reading this. Do we have to keep going?
Yeah, I don't really understand it, actually.
Yeah, let's pick something else. Let's pick an object. How does that sound?
Objects? What's objects going to be? Why is it so far down the list? Object 1.
Gemini
Almond Water.
There's exactly 99 objects.
Let's have a look at
Almond
Almond Water.
Water?
I want to know more about Almond Water. Object 1.
Oh, fuck yes. This one has hella upvotes, too.
They love Almond Water.
Almond Water is the main source of hydration and stability in the Backrooms. Wait, who wrote this?
It was written by 1,000 Dumplings. They collaborated on this.
Thank you, 1,000 Dumplings.
Thank them individually.
And then on the image it says a typical bottle of almond water. They come in many different bottles. This one was discovered in level 5. It just looks like a water bottle with the paint peeled off.
Yeah, it's Almond Water.
Description. Nice.
Can I have a sip of Almond Water before we begin?
Yeah, here, take a little bit.
Thank you.
You like it?
Yeah, like, I just put it to my mouth and you It's like fucking Minecraft.
I'm not hearing anything. I just imagine it's like when you're playing like a really bad open world, and like the character, like the drinking animation.
I like go
not look
gulp,
great at
gulp,
all.
gulp. I'm like wipe it with one hand.
Kanpai.
It's like I have like voice lines to remind me when I need drinking, but it comes on like way too often. I'm gonna need to take a drink soon. I'm getting thirsty.
Sure could use some water.
Better find some almond water before too long.
Yeah, these are the consumables in the Backrooms game. Description. Almond water is a substance found in levels across the Backrooms. It is a critical source of hydration and slight nutritional value. It is a sweet almond/vanilla flavored water that can be found in bottles of several different types, typically without a brand or label on them. Almond water can be found in
Are you
water
insane?
Bottles, metal water bottles.
Would you, in the back rooms of all places, drink unlabeled bottles, hoping it's almond water?
To be fair, I think the idea is like if you're wandering for a while, like what else do you have to eat and drink? You know what I mean? Like you probably you have to let your curiosity win at some point, right?
After all, what if it's almond water?
Yeah. Glass wine bottles and even cartons. There should be another object called devil water, and it looks and smells.
It's like one of the.
Like
it's like a poison mushroom from Mario.
Yeah, exactly. But you drink it and it dehydrates.
You turn into like a little version of yourself.
It can be traded with, and can be used.
Traded.
To
Oh, I misread traded with. Like I can sell the almond water stuff.
Actually, I kind of like this. It's like a commodity, and it also apparently repels some entities. It's basically just like their currency.
It's like caps from Fallout.
Okay, here, there's a way to identify it, so it's not just a strange thing. Identifying almond water. The Backrooms can house several liquids. Many of them are not safe to drink or even touch. If you are unsure if a liquid is safe to drink, don't drink it and wait until you come across almond water.
Did the almond water write this article?
Almond water has a distinct, albeit faint, smell of vanilla and rose water. It has a subtle taste of sweet, watery almond butter. It does not exhibit these qualities.
I do like this writing touch. This is clearly written by someone who has drank too much almond water.
If it does not exhibit these qualities... This is like when you go to a subreddit for people who drink water. If it does not exhibit these qualities and isn't clearly fresh water, avoid it. On some levels, almond water can flow out of pipes or even fountains. However, this is rare.
A rare
So you
almond water.
properly identify any liquid before you consume it. I love almond water, dude.
Just imagine you and me just like pointing at like a fountain of almond water behind us. Fucking like meme.
Time for a sip. Other uses of almond water. For whatever reason, almond water can sometimes treat ailments, including neutralizing the effects of hostile entities. It can also help maintain one's health. Some examples of uses of almond water include helping with the symptoms of the disease, stopping someone from becoming a wretch. I assume that's related to the wretched cycle. So, do you think that is just Hollows?
Maybe.
And possibly saving someone affected by the splat.
Impossible.
Though this is unconfirmed. It can also be used to maintain your focus, especially when facing entities like the Watchers, and possibly preventing an encounter with the Beast of Level 5. Lastly, almond water can be used to tame some entities, including the Death Moths and Jerry.
Impossible. He can't be tamed.
Who's Jerry?
Oh my god, I clicked on Jerry. I love Jerry. I don't want to know anything more about him, but...
Yeah, same. Sources of almond water. The best way to obtain almond water is on level 4, where it is abundant. Here it can be found in water coolers, vending machines, and water fountains. Almond water can also be found on numerous other levels, including 10, 11, 18, 28, and 29. It can also be obtained through trading, such as in level 6.1. Otherwise, almond water can be found in many, many levels in the Backrooms. The easiest way to tell if almond water is nearby is if...
It's like in the fucking jungle, like a watering hole, like people gathered around this pool of almond water sucking at it.
So how do these levels work? Do you just stumble into them, or are they like sets of stairs you go
I
down?
think like you get
down?
teleported around by some like factors when you go from one to another. I'm not sure. I don't think it's
Is there
like...
a way to escape? Do you have to get to the last level?
I don't know if there's a way to escape. Probably not. Because if there was a way to
Gemini,
escape,
get
every
me out of
page
the
was
back
like,
room.
go here. This is the exit.
Actually, if you think about it, if you really think about it, wasn't Scout's
I'm in a Gemini
power just
world
the back
and just
rooms?
go through the walls and no clip to the back rooms. Yeah, that was basically the back rooms, yeah.
Yeah, it's just his own house in another dimension. If you think about it, if you really think about it. I actually like this article. I'm giving it a good rating. I
He's
think
come
it's
around on it.
one of those fun little bits of world building that you kind of see with some early SCP objects too that I really like. I especially like that, unlike the formal nature of SCP, the Backrooms has this idea
It's like a
where
survival
it
guide.
treats you as if, yeah, it's like a survival guide. It treats you as if you're also trying to survive there.
Like the conceit is the guy who wrote this knew just as much as you did and like figured it out.
Exactly. I kind of like that. That sort of gives it a little bit of a unique spin.
I feel like if they focus more on that
SCP, bit. Yes, like they treat it like a survival guide, and everyone's like sort of. It's almost like pseudo roleplay where everyone like kind of puts in their things as though it's like tips for other travelers or whatever. It's like stay away from here, go here. That's kind of cool.
I feel like something that could be interesting is like, does this information, I assume, would also get passed along like word of mouth? There's going to be stuff like, don't go here, don't do this, they're going to say, but they're not going to know why you shouldn't go there or do this.
Yeah. And also the fucked up thing is someone had to write them, so if they know something horrific happens, they probably watched it happen. Like, I was here with my wife, and she got eaten by the beast of level 5. She fell into the wretched cycle. Oh, that's fucked up. That would be a really cool idea. It's like you write an article that's like a diary and you're absolutely heartbroken because you just watched your best friend like die, but you're also trying to help warn people.
I'd want to be like the mysterious guy. Everyone finds my diaries, but no one's ever met me. It's like, who is this mysterious survivor?
Yeah, like a famous old explorer. Yeah, and you're always giving helpful.
No one even knows if I'm still alive or not.
You're like the thing that gives them hope, though, and then they finally get to like floor 500 and they find your.
They just find my corpse like a pistol in my hand, and everyone falls into despair.
Yeah, like they all 30 people immediately fall to their knees in weeping tears.
Irony! After all that, there are still no bullet holes in his back.
I finally found out the only true way to be free is to free my mind, and then there's like a hole in
I know. No, they go to like take the gun and it's like, are those tears I see from you? It's like fucking Thanos. I obtained the power of the Backrooms.
Yeah, I'm kind of getting pogged on the Backrooms a little bit. At least the survival guide aspect. I don't know about some of the articles.
Yeah, the bit we just came up with.
Yeah. Yeah, let's make that happen. Come on, Backrooms. Chop, chop.
Viewers, start writing.
It's like anomalous Ned's declassified.
But yeah, we're coming up towards the 50-minute mark. Should we head into the comments?
Do you think we have time for one more, or should we go? We could do a person of interest, maybe. Or a joke entry.
Let's see a person of interest. I'm interested in seeing who's interested.
How about Kalais Kowalski? Who's this?
Kalais Kowalski.
No, this looks boring. Let me find something cooler. Father Pigeon? Oh, and it's related to Jer. Oh, it's too long. Way too long. Fuck. What's a good person of interest? The Pillar Scribe.
The Pillar Scribe.
Oh. I'm kind of fucking with these person of interest articles. I wish SCP kind of had that, like, wanted posters for persons of interest. What about Johnny Mason? Oh,
these all seem too long, to be honest.
Yeah, they're too long. Let's just read the comments. You know what? Maybe we'll do... If you guys like this episode, maybe we'll
Make sure to smash that like button, hit the subscribe. Don't forget to hit the bell so that you'll get notified when we upload a video.
Comment below if you want the next specialty episode to be...
Comment below if you want Darnell to live or not.
Oh.
And depending on your votes, they'll influence the contents of the next episode.
I'm sweating. Alright, let me get to our...
What's wrong?
I was so panicked by your claim that I literally just put in the YouTube search bar YouTube instead of discovering SCP. I was so shocked. Alright, here we go. There we are. Alright, you ready?
Yeah.
Good day, says.
Good day to you too.
Darnell is allowed no joy. Thanks. Darnell is allowed no joy. OMG. Time to find a new host. Teehee. Smile.
I actually listened to this comment and, well, come in, Darnell, too.
King T-Rex 101 says, I'm hungry. Fed me more Aetheral Space.
I did this morning.
It shows how far we've come, because remember when Aetheral Space used to get, like, aren't you the 5,000 authors? Comments. And now, look. Now the SCP videos get Aetheral Space comments. Nature's healing, Tan.
Finally.
Sobek says, SCP-173, but It's an Aether ability. Oh my god, are you ready for this?
Oh, I saw this comment. Yeah, I love this comment.
Moto's eyes gleamed with unrestrained glee. His red and black Krylon brand war paint contorted into strange and new patterns as his mouth widened into an unnaturally large grin. Oh my god, this sounds just like your
Yeah, it actually does.
Unfortunately for you, Mr. Hadrian, this arena has been prepared to ensure my complete victory. His voice was deep and scratchy, like concrete and rebar scraping against a wall. Dragon took in the small room they'd found themselves in. A heavy door, embedded into the wall, was sealed with several metal bars over it. They looked to be electronics, sealed from the outside. Yellow-brown aether sparked across Moto's hands, and they began to drip with a foul-smelling red-brown sludge. That has to be the most disgusting aether tick I've ever seen, Dragon said.
He would say it like that.
Moto did not respond. He had assumed a pose, his arms extended directly in front of him, his back straight like the fucking Frankenstein. Dragon paused, waiting for an
I like how you went to say dragon as if I made a mistake there.
Yeah, it's funny. He made less mistakes than in the actual Aetheral Space tech. I was unused to it. Waiting for an attack that never came. He blinked in confusion. In an instant, Moto was gone. Dragon felt two slimy hands grasp his neck, shuddering unconsciously. Gemini World! As he dropped out of his aether a couple meters away, he turned to look back to Moto, who was standing stock still in the same pose, but behind where Dragon was before. This was going to be harder than he thought. Good job, Sobek.
Very
I
good.
like that.
This was fantastic. You will
Aetheral
now be
Space.
isekai to Aetheral Space as a reward.
Welcome to the slipstream number 4. That's the one we're on now. Right?
You being isekai as our sentient spaceship. We'll take good care of you.
You're like our R2-D2. 3 yellow arrows, who I believe is Crocat, says, Darnell calling to Anomalous to no avail. Anomalous, can you? Hey, Anomalous, show? He goes on Nancy. Dan edited and he didn't do any of it.
Did you think I was going to?
I had faith. I shouldn't have. I was a fool to believe in you, Dutch.
Arthur, have you completely lost faith in me?
Dutch, I saw you edit that episode back in Blackwater. You didn't do any of the things I asked you to do.
It's all, my boy, it's all part of the plan.
Why did John sound like he was down a well then?
Arthur, are you questioning me?
I don't know how to go further with this bit. I don't think where I'm at he's ever pushed Dutch that hard. Arthur's so funny because he like talks shit about Dutch constantly until he's around Dutch, and he's like, "You're like a father to me, and I'll literally do whatever you say." But around everyone else, he's like, "Dutch, so fucking what happened in Blackwater? He shot a woman. Something's wrong with Dutch."
Arthur,
Know what
are
I
you
mean?
okay?
I'm fine, Glenmore. Thanks for the... my new
Glenmore?
OC.
Is that like the lost character in The Simpsons?
Yeah.
Crackle or whatever?
You need to help me on a mission, Arthur, or I'll go crazy. I might just shoot everyone in camp.
Whoa, calm down there.
What is it, Glenmore?
We need to get the moon off right fucking now.
All right, then.
While Arthur and Glenmore head off, I'll finish reading the comments. This makes no sense. I'm so lost.
Arthur.
Why, Glenmore?
I killed Jack.
I bought him and he's dead. Glenmore would never do that. Does Jack die?
Why would I answer you?
Yeah, that's fair. I think we were reading comments. Insert clever name here says.
This is a good comment.
I'm just thinking of. Sorry. I was thinking of Glenmore. This episode very much reminded me of a group chat between friends, with the banter and chaos being truly on point. It's honestly amazing how good Tanhoney and Darnell's acting has gotten, impersonating real human emotions such as joy and...
Yes, my favourite
It's a shame
emotion, comedy.
It's a shame T. Stafford didn't realize the trap she had fallen into until it was too late.
R.I.P.
Welcome to the Backrooms, T. Stafford.
You live here now.
Here's some lore about the Backrooms, guys. You can only leave them if you bring someone else in. It's like a trade.
It's like the ring.
Yeah. Banker Paul says, "Oh boy, I can't wait to listen to this week's episode of Reld and Delden Ring 2. Hell yes. Look, you just have to understand that we're two guys in their 20s, so we're going to talk about video games, okay?
Yeah, you're gonna.
You've been. I don't make the rules.
We're 118 episodes in. If you weren't here for this, then what are you still doing here?
Yeah.
We've done this since day one.
Right there. Hell yes. HU4D says, "How did all of you just not react to Tantoni saying flesh space to me in real life?" Edit. Happy to hear T. Rutherford as a guest as possible. I think being Mr. 6001 is kind of more impressive than Mr. 5000. And 5657, Nikki Knows, is one of my favorites. P.S. HU4D is said like Hufford. Whoops. It's said pronounced like Hufford. You pronounced the 4. Wish you had put that earlier there.
Backrooms.
What the fuck? I thought someone else joined the call for a second because your voice sounded totally different.
Backrooms. You go into the Backrooms, Hufford.
See you later, Hufford.
Hufford. It's an alias.
Clifford's cousin.
Gleason. Well, what the fuck is even the name of that character?
Glenmore.
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 Oh, okay.
Hello, Hufford. I'll take you back here. Let me show you a place I know.
Yeah, Hufford, I invented the automobile.
Arthur, have you ever heard of the Backrooms? I want to make Glenmore a person of interest now.
Oh, Arthur.
Oh my God.
Please continue, I'm sorry.
He's...
I'm sorry I brought Glenmore back.
We need to figure out what Glenmore looks like so I can tell Hamiltoe to do Glenmore doing a troll face for the thumbnail. This is too many layers.
In my head, he's like uncomfortably realistic, but not enough.
Not enough?
Yeah.
It's like one of those better animated episodes.
Hold on.
Of Death and Robots, when you're like you almost think they're humans, but then you're like, nope, that's CGI.
But this is like the expression I think of when I think of Glenmore. Let me send you an image.
Glenmore reveal? From Firepunk?
Yeah, Firepunk smile.
Send that to Anomalous real quick. Anomalous, put the image Dan sent you on the screen, and then put wanted dead or alive Glenmore. Thank you. Okay, what was I doing again?
We're reading comments.
Oh yeah. Cute Sweet Corgo says, all the guests are at the restaurant. Great thing cute. Great thing cute. I'm in the pyramid now. Where are we going? So fast. Snaps your neck and throws you out the window. Smile.
I've not seen this comment. You've gone insane.
Yeah. I don't know what to say, Corgo. Please don't snap my neck, though. Comedy Man Kelp says, they're not ready for my 7,000 entry to be the first SCP that can only be read on the series of post-it notes I've hidden at 10 different Wendy's locations worldwide. You upvote it by placing a second post-it note next to the last one that says like. Orchid Stream says, that's right, you also aren't doing the 7,000, right?
Nah, my idea didn't pan out, and it was stressing me out, so I just stopped.
That's basically how I felt about it. Orchid Stream says, I rate the shit middle good rating system a 0 out of 10.
No.
Well, I rate your comment
No.
middle good rating.
So that fucking punishment me whenever anyone starts mentioning the fucking rating system. No.
Quaker Button Noses 128 says, why don't you believe in me, Arthur?
I have
Arthur,
a plan.
we stick to the plan.
I'll try
Maybe
listening to you,
between
Dutch.
us.
Well, recently, Glenmore's been coming up with better ideas. Yeah.
I got big plans, Dutch.
It's Dutch's competition!
Ever since you
too.
picked that fellow up in Valentine, you've changed, Arthur.
Don't listen to him, Arthur. You can only trust me.
Valentine. What is this character we've created?
I don't know.
What
He's
is
very
in my mind? I
frightening.
can't
He's like
keep
some
up.
kind of like demigod.
Lan says, Ham, please miss with the thumbnails. Crying emoji. Just miss once, I swear. They're too good. Agreed.
Yeah.
An anomalous writer says, T-Staffer added again with some wacky concepts and great articles. I can't believe I was not able to edit a DSCP episode for a second time now.
Anomalous.
You're fine, I've never...
You've spent time in the healing cocoon now. That's all you needed.
You'll edit for us, right?
Forever, right? Anomalous. Don't worry, I've made a machine to plug you into.
Alright, Guare's comment's coming up. I haven't read it yet, so I wonder if he actually guessed
If the word Backrooms comes up here, I'm going to be so fucking pissed off.
How could it possibly?
I don't know, but that would destroy my consciousness.
Oh, God. If he was... I almost want to ping him to do it, but I don't think he has enough time right now.
He doesn't.
JTKC says, epic guest, very based, very cool. I remember reading 6557 when it first came out, and my first reaction was, reference to Apotheosis by Cadaver Commander in 2022? It was still a really good article on its own. By the way, please read Apotheosis. Please, I'm shitting and begging. It's really good. Unrelated, but the posting day for 7Con is in a week, and I'm starting to feel the time crunch. I know both of you guys are working on your own, so good luck, guys.
Outdated info.
I think we should read JT's recommendation, because he's an Aetheral Space fan, and this might encourage other people to read Aetheral Space. If we read only their
This is getting fucked up.
Yeah, manipulative as hell. Guare SCP says, T-Staffer's a great guest and a pretty good writer.
Wow.
Seems like...
What the hell?
I don't think he meant it that way, but that's like, whoa. As of late, I've seen a few new SCPs by hers practically every week. I remember being with her on SCPD's voice chat when she was writing 173 Butt. I've also credited her 7000 draft, which is pretty good. Today I'll be wrecking some articles I read recently. 6076, A Hero Complete. 6135, We Didn't Start the SCP. 5304, SCP Real Flushed. 5140, Murder Everest. Whoops, I got ahead.
He's a psycho. He just said murder for no reason.
Murder, she redacted.
Psychotic.
Yes. Anomalous, add a duck.
Don't do that. You only listen to me, Anomalous. Don't add the duck. Don't you fucking dare.
Yeah, Guari can't be allowed any more power in the podcast.
No.
He might become a co-host.
Don't!
I was scrolled up on YouTube, and so I don't know if I told you this, Tan, but I hate Markiplier for reasons that are not in his control. I don't have any problem with his content. I think he seems like a nice guy, but every fucking night, without fail, no matter what I put on YouTube, when I wake up in the middle of the night, it's always autoplayed to Markiplier. So YouTube further thinks I want more Markiplier every time, so he's like all over my YouTube mentions, even though I don't watch
maybe
any
just
of his
watch
videos.
Markiplier. This seems the happy resolution. Become a Markiplier fan.
And the very first recommended video on this is 3 Scary Games number 89. It's got like a demented clown face. Here, I'll share it with you.
Maybe you should stop watching so much Markiplier.
I don't. It just comes
I went to see the Markiplier face. It just came up with the fire punch, and I haven't posted it yet. Markiplier. He does kind of look like Markiplier, though.
The fire punch guy? No, he doesn't.
He does.
This is when I see him.
Oh my god! 3 Scary Games.
Number 89. But yeah, so he's like all over my recommended. It drives me nuts, even though I don't have any problem with him. It's like, stop. But YouTube is just convinced I love Markiplier. Do you ever have that issue?
Not really, no. I only watch things I like.
I'll kill you now.
How?
That's a good point.
This is even my
How do
real
we get out
body.
of the back rooms? How do we get out to exit this episode?
Oh, I can leave whenever I want. Bye.
Wait, but... what was his name? Glenmore?
Yeah.
Are you there?
I'm everywhere.
Glenmore.
What can I do? Yeah.
I'm willing to make a pact to get out of here. What'll it cost me?
Your soul. Wait,
Okay.
but only in 100 years' time. So it ripens.
Oh, that's not so bad.
Okay.
Who needs a soul for more than 100 years?
You emerge from the backrooms 1,000 meters into the sky. You begin to fall.
No, and then end the episode. Thank you guys for watching.
How
We'll
will we
see
get
if I
out of this
survive
one?
Impact next time. This one's the next episode will be called Darnell Impact, except it won't. All right, bye.
Bye.